So this is where, if you want to do an intro, or we can just talk about it and do an intro and then go. The mom for Wit's bully was there, and the bully was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was there interaction?
Well, I'm not going to, because so the people that host the party are like genuine, like just nice people, right? And
Mhm.
they live down the street from this other family. And so she and I were friends, the mom and I were friends before all of this went down. And I just kind of cut communication back in January. I was like, she did not come at me with a fucking apology. So I was like, I'm not coming at you. Like, I'm not talking to you. I blocked her and everything. So I like said hi. Oh, I didn't even recognize, like, she was so, I didn't even recognize you, and it was you. I was like, oh, hi. And I was like, hey, like, because the boys have been, even though they're not in the same school, they've been at things where they have to interact with one another. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, if the boys can have a conversation, like, this is where, and when like you're a mom and it's your kid, it warrants like more than a like fake ass hey, right? So I was like,
Mhm.
can we talk like some, not obviously not today, but like sometimes we, that bitch has already texted me today. When can we meet up to talk? Like, already today. Yeah. And
Wow.
she was
See,
like, can
that
we,
gives me like two reactions. I'm like, either she just really wants to like squash everything, she feels really bad about what happened, or she got beef and she needs to tell you about it. And
I
she's just
think
like, oh, I've been hanging on to
she
this
got,
nugget.
well, because she was like, I would love that. I've been trying to talk to you for like a year. Well, first off, it hasn't been a year. Let's just settle that. It's been like fucking 8 months. But I was like, she was like, we can do it tomorrow. And I was like, well, tomorrow is therapy day, so we can't. And Tuesday is Halloween. I was like, Thursday, how's Thursday work? We can go, what are you doing, wackadoo?
What you do?
Fuck. He's like walking on his mic. Oh, that towel's gonna hurt your knees. Okay, bye. But so I was like, how's Thursday? We can, and she's like, fine. So she's like, do you want the husbands to come? And like her husband last night did not interact with anybody. Where at brunch today, the comment was made about how antisocial he was. Like, he left Irish goodbye, didn't say anything. And this is the same dad that this kid, like this time last year when they were playing football, there was like construction going on behind their houses, and their son was told not to jump his bike on these hills. The other kids were not told that by their parents. But he jumped his bike when he was not supposed to, ended up ripping like open his groin, had to get stitches. The dad
Ooh.
had beef with the other parents that their kid stayed, called a parent, made sure he got to the hospital when he ripped his shit open, and blamed their kids for his son disobeying him. And
So,
so, yeah, go
mm,
ahead.
I'm just, well, I mean, there's nothing really to say. Like you said it all. The kids did exactly what they should have done. They got the kid help. They got him to the hospital, and the dad's mad at the other kids for what influencing his son.
Yes.
That sounds like a conversation that I used to have with my mom saying, well, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Probably to get away from your ass. But,
Yeah.
that's not the point that she was trying to make. And yeah, that's
Hmm.
not fair. That's not fair at
And
all.
the parent who told me this story only after her son came to her and her husband and was like, Witten is acting different. Like, he's quiet, he's withdrawn, he's not himself. And this was before, like right after started posting TikToks about what had gone on. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I told him, I didn't tell my kid, that's not my fault. But she invited them. They're just such fucking nice people. And so I was like, no, I think just like us, because Kevin has nothing to say. Kevin's like, let's just fucking move forward. In my tone of the conversation, I want to be like, let's move forward. If the boys can move forward, if she wants to get like deep up in it, I will be damned if I ever apologize.
Hmm.
I know she's gonna make excuses for her child, and my intent is like, let's just move forward. Like, let's move forward.
Hmm.
Like, our kids are gonna go to the same school in a year and a half again, potentially be
Hmm.
on the same teams. Like, let's just move forward. Like, we are
Yeah.
in the same social circle. Like, it just fucking is what it is at this point. Like,
For the sake of the kids, I
done.
think you're right.
Yeah. Like, I don't think
Because,
I could ever trust her to be a friend again. Like, I'm not going to
hmm
seek out, but I at least want to be able to like have a conversation where it's not fucking weird. Cause like when she walked in the door, I was like, No acknowledgement at all. I was like, I'm not
Mhm.
going there. Like, I don't have to be ugly, but I don't have to kiss your ass either. And it was very
Mhm.
like just between you and me and our 7 listeners, like she's not friends with everybody else. Like she wasn't invited to
Mhm.
brunch today. She was only
Mm.
invited because they live down the street from this family. So,
Maybe the hubs will get a job somewhere else and she'll move.
oh no, they're from here. Like she's from Derby, graduated from Derby. He's from like
Oh,
the next town over. Like her mom is here. Like all of their family is here. So, yeah.
well,
So yeah,
I hope
we'll
it goes
see.
well and you guys can squash it just for the sake of not having to deal with it anymore.
Yeah,
Any
that's
more
my
than
thing
you already
is,
have to with going through therapy and all that.
and I mean, I'm too old for drama. And I did say, I was like, hey, we're meeting up. Like, how do you feel? He's like, oh, he's in a pissy bitch mood anyways today. And he, oh no.
Yours too, huh?
Mm. I woke him up at 1 today, and apparently that was like a dick move. I woke him up at 1, and we didn't wake him up to take him to brunch with us because all of the adults brought their children who are his age that are his friends. And how dare we didn't wake him up. But I was like, this is why the fuck I didn't wake you up. Because you're being a little cocksucker, okay? You're being a little dick. I kind of like wish that dad had pulled out at this point. You're being a fucking asshole.
Whoa.
Oh, he was being I was like, get the fuck out of my room conversation. Because I barely bumped him. He's like, meh, at me. And I was like, oh boy. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. So
Well,
yeah,
if Petty had a name, it would
it would
be
be,
Missy.
yep.
Or let's see, let's pull from one of my favorites. Richard Petty, Tom
Yeah.
Petty, Peppermint Petty.
Peppermint Petty. Richard. There's a Richard Petty that makes you think Dick Petty. And I'm that much
Yeah.
of a dick. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yep.
So that was my culmination of my last night today. I think I did a little too much at this point. I did a little bit much, and I'm gonna regret tomorrow. Probably still. Just regret is
Just
my
get to
middle
bed
name.
early. Get to bed early. Like maybe take a nice hot bath to soothe your
Yeah.
muscles.
I
You'll be all
did
right.
get Epsom salt to soak my aching tootsies because, you know.
Did you get that doctor, what's his name?
No, I get like the Walmart brand because it's
Oh, okay.
cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm same girl.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't need,
Same
because we
girl.
were at Dylan's, which is Kroger here, right? And Kevin's like, they have menstrual Epsom salt, and I was like, that's just what the fuck they put on it, charge more.
Yeah, they did. That's a pink tax, is what that is.
100%. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so that's my time. Welcome to my podcast, everybody. That's my friend Amy. And that's our intro right there.
And then, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Ba-da-bum.
All right. All right. Here we go. So, welcome back to another episode of Manifested Drama. How are you, Missy?
I wasn't living the dream. I'm living the dream.
Are ya? That's
Mm.
awesome. So, today on the docket, we've got lots of good stuff to talk about. We got a teen mom, dad facing some legal troubles. We had some celebrity deaths again, unfortunately, and we got, of course, I got all the random shit, people we hate. What are the Derby Karen bitches bitching about, and all the pop culture that you can handle.
So, um, I don't have anything that I hate. Well, I hate everything today because I'm so tired. What do you hate this week?
This week, I hate my kids
Rest, and that's
because
okay.
yeah, and it's okay because my 13-year-old steals my stuff and my 16-year-old acts like everything is like a death warrant
Hmm.
and I just got no patience for it. So yeah, I hate my kids this week.
I think it's like you don't have to necessarily hate your kids. Like we're hating puberty. We're hating.
Yeah.
I am tired of like the emotional terrorism that comes with being a mother. Everything is our fault. We're everybody's punching bag. And who
Mhm.
the fuck knows? They're, oh, it gets better as you get older. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm living in this shit. Like we're fucking fighting the goddamn war right now.
Yeah.
Don't tell me because it doesn't always get better as you get older, you know?
No, it doesn't. It's just different. It's just hard in a different way.
And
It's
yeah,
hard when they're little because you have to do everything for them and nothing is ever good enough. And then when they get older and they can take care of themselves, again, still nothing is ever good
yeah,
enough. And like then you get to our age and we're like, ain't nothing ever good enough
no.
for us. So
And and you're raising them like their dad is in Arkansas. It is just you. So you take a million times of the brunt. And I'm just gonna say for all of you fucking Karens, you guys can be the derby Karens I bitch about. If you guys come for Amy for saying she hates her kids, and I fucking hate you. Because you're allowed to
that's
not
what I
want
got to say about that.
to be a parent sometimes. You're allowed to be annoyed with your children. Does it mean
Hmm.
she doesn't love her kids? Fuck to the no. She loves her kids. Her kids are her fucking world. You're allowed to, because the same fucking same. Like going through it too with Witten today. It's like nothing. The fact that I exist and I want to talk to him just because he's tired and grumpy today, I'm the worst, you know?
Does he give
And
you this like when you go into his room and he's like doing something, you walk in and he's like,
no, because I'm that Karen that I don't let him take his cell phone in his room or anything. So they don't have like video games, TV, cell phones in their room. But like if I've walked into the room with him today, it has been
oh, you again.
uh-huh. And then like he was fighting with Micah because we make them do their laundry together because their loads are so small, and they're fighting over putting this shit in there. He's like, I made him put his phone down and put his fucking clothes in the washer, stomping around the house. And I was like, if you don't fucking stop stomping, I'm gonna cut your goddamn feet off. How about that? No sleep
I rem-
mommy is not nice.
I remember one time we were walking. It was me and the kids, and we were going to Main Street Arts Festival in Fort Worth, and we were crossing a pretty busy road because we were going to catch an Uber because fuck paying for parking in downtown. And they were tired. I get it, but they were being so whiny and they were talking back, and I was just like, listen. I brought you in this world. I will take you out and I will get your dad to help me make another one look just like you, and no one will ever suspect me. And that, like, I got so
Nope.
many looks from that, and I'm just like, what? Just like, you deal with them then.
Yeah.
And then my other favorite one was, I will beat you in front of God and everybody. And
Yeah.
I never did, but it's the
No.
threat. It's the powers in the threat. But
You know
look at
my
me cross
favorite
eyed all you want.
when they're not getting along, especially when they're younger, I was like, I'm gonna fucking super glue your hand to his hand. And when he has to shit, you're gonna have to fucking sit in there with your goddamn hand and smell his shit. And then maybe have to help him wipe his ass. And then when he has to fucking pee, you're gonna fucking be in there. And you're gonna be like, this is fucking awkward because you sit to pee and he stands up to pee. Don't fucking come at me. Don't come at me.
Mm hmm. Mm hmm.
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Talking about you.
I feel like that Samuel Jackson meme where you just stare at your kids.
I always wanted that book that he read, the
Go the
go to
fuck to
fuck to
sleep.
go the fuck to sleep.
Yep.
No, you
Yeah.
can't have a glass of water. That's
Go
bullshit.
the fuck to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep. For me, it was
No.
quit biting your brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
she hungry.
she hungry. Well, okay, there was this one time. Apparently, she was hungry. She got up in the middle of the night and ate an entire box of cherry pop tarts
Oh,
and then ate half of a box of honey buns.
she wanted to
And
eat it
we
before he
woke
could.
maybe, and
That's what it
I'll
was.
get to what my reason for like my theory for it, but we woke up to a giant hot pink puddle of puke
Ew.
that had
I
been
hate
sitting
vomit.
for a good number of hours.
See,
Yeah.
if you'd had a dog, then the dog would have cleaned it up for you.
Yeah, well, I still would have had a stain, but at least I wouldn't have had
Yeah.
the chunks to have to
Mm-hmm.
scrape out of the carpet. Fortunately, we had a friend whose parents owned like a steam cleaner like rental business, and they let us use a steam cleaner and got it up, so we didn't
Yeah.
have to. I mean, I'm sure there were other things in that apartment that we had to pay for, um,
Was that
but
the one where she
my
drew on the
theory,
back of the door? Is
no,
that the
a
same
different
apartment?
apartment.
Okay.
Nope, different apartment. My theory is like when they were living with their dad, they also lived with their big brother and sister who are also very close in age.
Mm-hmm.
And in their dad's house, there's not like any rules as far as like the snacks or the food or
Yeah.
anything. It's like it's eat or be eaten. So I'm
Yeah.
sure they're just like there's good stuff in the pantry. I better get in like you said.
Before I
I don't
don't.
want my brother
Yeah.
to get it. So I'm just going to eat all of it. And
Right
yeah, and
now. Yeah.
I was like, well, now nobody can have any.
Nobody. I wanted fucking cherry Pop Tarts. No,
They were
that's.
Eric's Pop Tarts too.
Oh
Oh,
no. You're not my real dad.
yeah. Fuck you and fuck your cherry
Fuck you
Pop
and your
Tarts. They
Pop
were
Tarts.
delicious.
No, today they were arguing about the laundry, and I literally was like, if you guys don't stop fucking arguing about who's putting the clothes in who's putting the clothes in the washer. That is what they're fighting about. I said, well, how fucking hard it is it for you to take your hamper, put it in there. And then he takes his hamper and he puts it in there. And the motherfucker's already going. Like, how hard is that? It's not that I was like, if this happens again next week, now that I have set this rule of how you are to do laundry, I was like, you will write each of you 1,000 things, 1,000 nice different things about one another. And the little one,
God.
he don't think right. So he gonna take a while. So he better fucking get along with his brother. So I can say that I made him. He came out of me. I got stitches in my
Yeah.
perineum for that, all right?
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't have to have
perineum.
that.
Oh, I've had with Rylan, I had an episiotomy, so I had 27 stitches in my perineum when I had her because I had to go in and she turned left, okay? She didn't go fucking straight. Maybe that's why she's not straight now. She turned left trying to come out. She was not Zoolander. She could turn left.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they had to she
Did
had
that.
like the cone. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
and then with the boys, they were just so excited to get out that they tore me a little bit. So,
I can't even imagine what that's like. Like that was
um
my biggest fear with having babies was like the stitching
the
up. I'm like,
ripping,
what happens if you sneeze? What happens if you cough?
it hurts a lot.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean, the
like
C-section, don't get me wrong, it hurt, but
yeah,
I
it's
can
not.
imagine like having it right there. I mean,
And you can feel it because I had my epidural with Rylan was super, super, super high. But you could still feel it. And like, if you've ever cut through like a manila folder and that sensation of when you cut through a manila folder, that is what it felt like. It's the weirdest thing.
mm,
But like, it hurt. Like, give me those giant ice packs and those fucking like net panties because I
mhm.
need them. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they send you home with some of those like big like canoe like
Mm,
maxi pads? I
yeah.
love those things.
Oh man. They sent me
They
home
were the
with
best.
the ice pack. So since you didn't get the vagina ice pack. The
Mm-mm.
vagina ice pack is kind of great. Even I wish I kind of had a vagina ice pack right now. Cause I dropped it like
Well,
it was lukewarm. So I need it for like my hips and stuff. That's what it
you
is. All
could
right.
just,
We're not dropping it like it's hot. We're dropping it like it's been in the microwave a little bit too long.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you want
So
to get into this hot
we can.
tea?
Let's get into. So I want to talk about. You don't watch Teen Mom. I watch Teen Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, season 1 or 2 of 16 Pregnant, there was a girl named Janelle Evans on Teen Mom, and
I've
she
heard
has
of
now
Janelle. There's a
progressed. So this is
problem.
her husband, David Eason, who is the reason she got fired from Teen Mom because he shot one of their dogs. Like they live in like bumfuck like North Carolina or something like that. He is like a fucking like MAGA redneck. MAGA. I don't care how you say it if I say it right or not. But he's like that fucking guy and she's a dumb fucking dipshit train wreck anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
her kid, she I guess had to go to a Kesha concert. She signed her rights away to the first one over to her mom. And her mom has had custody except for like the last couple of years. And these kids are like 15, 14, 15. So she has custody and he's run away twice now. And it's
The
been like
kid?
a year. Yes. So this last time it comes out that he ran away because dude was hitting him. So David
Mm.
Eason now has child abuse charges filed against him. And she has a kid with another man, and then she has a daughter with this guy. And this guy also has a daughter by somebody else, and then he has a kid he's not even allowed to fucking see. So if I see a man and he's like not allowed to see one of his kids, period, it's a red flag, red flag, red flag for me. You know?
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Like Jace is her son's name, the oldest, and he is now back with her mother because dude was, and I'm sure this guy was probably not like it was not a spanking. One can only assume, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would imagine that North Carolina probably has pretty, I don't want to say lax, but let's say looser disciplinary like guidelines, because like when I lived in
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, I don't know if I ever told you about this, but my ex-husband's first wife, she called CPS on me. And I had explained I had been accused of hitting the kids in the head.
Yeah.
Um and I was just like, I mean, I've never even like spanked the kids. I haven't been here long enough.
Yeah.
And to that point, they've been with their mother all summer. So when was I supposed to be abusing these
Yeah.
kids? And then she tells me, well, you know that you're allowed, a certain amount of like physical punishment. And I'm just like, "Oh,
Yeah. Those
okay.
southern states, they're like, some
Yeah.
spare the rod,
You
spoil the
spare the
child.
rod, spoil the child.
Go get me a switch.
Go peel me off a switch of that
I
tree.
was telling Witten about switches where were we the other day when I was gonna hit you with something pretending at the store and you're like, that's gonna hurt, but I was like, no, it's too thick.
That would have been the perfect opportunity for him to go, which time?
Amy said you should have said which time. Well, anyways, we were somewhere and like Wit and I fuck off. But he goes, obviously yes, which time?
I love the peanut gallery.
Yeah, love him. He is my fucking kid. Like he's an asshole just like me. But
Word.
but it was somewhere and I was like, wham, wham. We're always like play fighting wrestling. I don't abuse my son. Karens. I just want to let you know. I live in a state where it's okay for me to do so, though, just so you're aware, because we're sister to Arkansas.
I don't beat him
Anywho,
with anything bigger than my thumb, and that's what's in
I'm
the state
smart enough not
constitution.
to leave a bruise, okay? I hit him
That's
with
the key.
the bruises don't show. And just my mama didn't hit me; she hit me where the bruises show. But but he was like, that was hard, and I was having to explain how like we would have to go get a switch, and you would think you were being smart, getting like a thin, skinny one.
Mm-mm.
Those hurt the worst. They hurt the
Nope.
worst.
That's
Yeah.
rookie. That's a rookie move.
That's a rookie move. Grandma would be like,
Rookie
go get a
move.
switch.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't being smart. You should have gotten a fucking tree trunk. Because you
Yep. Drag
hit
that
one
whole
time
damn
the tree
tree in
trunk.
there.
Yeah. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No little fucking limb. No. So I had to explain that to him. But because I don't like corporal punishment, he's looking at me like, what the fuck, mom? And I was like, look, mama used to get beat with a broken piece of 2x4 wrapped in duct tape. Like, you have no idea. And he is just like, what the fuck, come
I'm
on?
like, what the
And I'm
hell
like,
is my
I think I'm in
family?
the middle of
What is
Hobby
this
Lobby
horror
telling him,
show?
but I'm in like Hobby Lobby telling him this shit. Of all places, Hobby
Well,
Lobby. But
they're
yeah,
of Christian values. They're okay with
yeah,
child abuse.
spare the rod, spoil the child.
Spoil the child.
Exactly. But so, yeah, that was
You
our
think when they were casting Teen Mom that they looked at people
train
like
wreck.
Janelle, and what was that girl that ended up like she had all the plastic surgery and ended up like
Ew,
on
Farrah.
Farrah? Do you think
Yeah,
that they looked at them and they're just like, we need to put them on TV because both of
is
them
it a
are going
shit
to end
show?
up on OnlyFans one day?
I think probably because her kid, like, so her husband. I was looking at Twitter X. I guess now it's X. Um, and there was like she's posting how she's got like new content coming on her channel where she's dealing with like her kid ran away and her husband fucking beat him. And it's like, but I have new content coming, guys, and she's dressed OnlyFans ish. So it must have been new content for her OnlyFans. Like you fucking but that's my whole thing is you have some like Janelle and Farah that Farah did softcore porn, has like a sex toy line, like no shade, but that's where she made her nut, right? And then you have ones like Macy, dun 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 dun. But you have ones like Macy, who was the very, very first ever one to be on 16 and pregnant, and owns like several companies like that are
Good for
she
her.
has them where they're not even she's very, very successful. Or you have like it's the other gamut where you have Kale Lowry, who I don't know if you've seen. She just announced that she's pregnant with twins, and she already has, and she secretly had another child like last year. So she had the child that she had on 16 and pregnant, had another one when she was on Teen Mom, had two more with a guy that beat the shit out of her, and then had this one with the new boyfriend, and now she's pregnant with twins.
Welfare
But
gonna cut her off.
well, that's the whole thing. That's why I kind of don't like that it's Teen Mom because now these women are 32 to 33. The kids are
Yeah.
15, 16, and they all don't have traditional income streams.
Mhm.
So they immediately are no longer, I think the purpose of what the show or initially the inception was of look at the struggle that these girls have to go through because monetarily with their families getting pregnant in high school. Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you got pregnant and now you're like a millionaire. And now you are
Yeah.
in Chelsea DeBoer and you have a fucking show on HGTV where you're fucking, it's like Down Home Fab or something. You know, they made these girls like rich little girls. And it sets,
Mhm.
I think, the very much wrong. And I'm not like anti teen pregnancy, but I just think it sets the wrong precedent.
It definitely, I mean, it doesn't always end the way that it did for a lot of the
Mm-mm.
teen mom girls, you know, because being a teen mom, if you don't, a lot of teen moms, they get put out by their family. They don't
Yep.
have support from anybody. Most of the time, they don't even have the support of the father. It's a hard, hard life. I thank God I never had to go through it, but I watched people go through it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's what the big problem that I had with Teen Mom and the reason why I didn't watch it is because I disagreed with it so much. I was just like, this is not any different than that group of girls up in New England that made a pregnancy pact and
Yeah.
they were all going to get pregnant at the same time. Like, to what end? For what? You are
Yeah.
ruining your childhood. You're ruining your teenage years. You've basically
Yeah.
just gone you're a 40-year-old person now. And maybe when your kids get old enough, you can get a babysitter and go out and have some fun, but you know, it's just but that's their life. I'm not their mama.
Yeah, you learn, and I think that's one of those that I
Yeah.
thank God that we got through high school without Rylan getting pregnant. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's one of those I tell my friends that their daughters are just entering high school. I'm like, get even if you get like the arm implant, you know, like that
Mhm.
gives them 3 years of coverage where you don't have
Mhm.
to worry. You still need to preach condoms, obviously, safe
Mhm.
sex. Abstinence is it's in a perfect world, abstinence is wonderful, but it's not realistic.
Mhm. Not
Texas, I'm
realistic.
looking at you, Texas, because you don't teach
Mhm.
safe sex, you teach abstinence. I think that it's one of those that it's like, show them fucking what gonorrhea does to you guys. Show them what a genital wart was, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
Show them herpes. Soap won't wash that off.
yeah, and that's incurable, just in case you're wondering. It's not like the little cold sore,
Mhm.
guys.
I have a funny story about a cold sore.
Oh, tell me.
So I had a friend in high school. We'll call her Kara because that was her
Okay.
name, and she
Boom!
called you
Name
out,
drop.
bitch. So
Kara got
she had a
herpes.
she, you just ruined the story.
You, come on. All seven
So,
of our listeners knew where that was going.
but the way she got it is really like
Okay, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
good
That's what I
clincher.
want to know.
Okay.
Is it a
So
cautionary tale?
her boyfriend, okay, PetSmart, seriously, he's on his
Uh-oh.
way. Um, her boyfriend cheated on her and got herpes. And then he went down on her and had a cold sore and gave her herpes.
But like herpes, because it's different strains. Like the cold sore is not like the STD herpes. It's like a
Jesus.
bacterial herpes. Yes, Rylan, we are talking about herpes.
The herp.
The herp. You getting
Well,
some
that's the
dinner?
story that I got, and I was just like, "Wow." Well, first of all, he
Wow.
did cheat on her. He did cheat on
Yeah.
her, and then she got herpes. Oh,
Before we get into the sad stuff, I do have one more happy pop culture, which is
okay.
strange. Frances Bean Cobain, who is Kurt Cobain's
Yeah.
daughter, married Tony Hawk, the skateboarder's son. And
Mhm.
I thought that was super cute. I was like,
That
"Aw,
is
look at
very
that.
cute.
Good for her."
The
I
the
did
grunge princess is married to the
for the
skater
skate.
prince.
Yeah. I did not look to see if Courtney Love was at her wedding, but I don't
Mhm.
think they have a relationship. Like Michael
I'm not
Stipe was the
sure.
officiant because he's her godfather. Um, oh boy. Micah's up here being weird, so I gotta watch what I say. I really kind of want to know because I know she inherited his estates once
Mhm.
she turned 18, and I know that probably, and I think even before
Really
she turned
chaps
18,
Courtney's hide.
yeah, because I think she could not stop doing drugs long enough to be a parent for her kid. Um, so yeah, I need to actually maybe do a little bit more detailed digging to see if I can find because that was one thing that I was like, okay, Michael Stipe was in it. He or like her officiant because he's her godfather, which is kind of cool from REM. I loved REM. Did you like REM back in the day?
I liked REM. I find them a little taxing now, but back in the
Yes.
day, I was like, "Oh, everybody hurts." That was my go to my bedroom and cry.
Everybody
Everybody hurts
hurts sometimes.
sometimes.
uh,
Sorry, Michael Stipe.
that was almost as white as everybody at that party I went to last night singing fucking Journey
Don't stop
because we all did.
beekeeping.
Beekeeping. Don't stop beekeeping. We need the
Don't we
bees.
need the bees?
God. So yeah, that was like a little
Well,
past
good
end
for
of the year.
her.
I know, I'm happy for her. Congratulations. I feel very old that she is of the marital age because
Yeah.
it's still 1991 and she's a baby for
I
me.
know.
You
I'm
know,
glad
she
that
was,
she was able to find like happiness and like get like because she very easily could
yeah,
have gone down the same road that her dad went down.
yeah,
Because addiction it can be hereditary, and her mom too. She's got it on both ends. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm just glad that she was able to find her person and find happiness, and financial stability,
so far.
because
Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
to come from such a tragic situation to
And she didn't
like
let
a
it
phoenix
define
rising from
her.
the
Yeah.
ashes.
So yeah. So that was my last bit of happy pop culture.
Congratulations, Francis Bean Cobain
And little Mr. I don't
and
know you Hawk.
Baby Hawk.
Baby Hawk. Not Tony Hawk, but his son.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whichever
So
son it was, I don't know if he has more. I wish Eric was here because he could tell me.
we'll have to ask him to fact check us
Haha,
later. Yeah.
he will. Yeah.
So and he'll do it
What?
like because he's a man and that's how they talk to us.
And that's what they do.
Yeah. But we got some sad news yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm,
Boo.
do you want
Matthew
to?
Perry died.
Yep. Matthew
I'm
Perry
very
died
sad.
at 54.
Matthew Perry, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 30 years, Matthew Perry was the lovable Chandler Bing, or Ms. Chandler Bong, for those of us who knew him well. He passed away. I guess the report was that
It
he
was yesterday.
drowned.
Yep.
I'm wondering if we're going to get another report that the drowning was in some way, shape, or form related to
Addiction
drugs.
related.
You
Yeah.
know?
So
Yeah.
if you don't know, there are, and he's admittedly said there are several seasons, entire seasons of
He
the
didn't
show Friends
remember.
that he was on that he does not remember due
Mm-hmm.
to his struggle with drugs and alcohol. And
Mm-hmm.
I know the report said he had been doing better, especially as of
Mm-hmm.
late. We had the Friends reunion that came out last year that he was thankfully a part of. I think that was like probably a great thing for especially the cast because they were all so, so, so close. You know,
Yeah.
Courtney Love and Jennifer Aniston are very much best friends, and it's one of those because I think we were just entering middle school when Friends came out. You know, and
Mhm.
it's we grew up with these characters, and yeah, this show has not been on in gosh, decades now.
I
Um
know.
but I think it's just such a pivotal part of our lives that it's one of those
Mhm.
that you're like, "Damn,"
Yeah.
of all things.
And
Because like, when I check
he was everybody's favorite too. Like he was
could
so
he have
funny and
been
charming.
anybody's favorite?
Can he have
Could
been
he be
anybody's favorite? Yeah.
could he
Um
be any more yeah, could we be any more
yeah.
sad?
And
So the
did you
memes
watch the reunion?
I did, yes.
Yeah. I felt like he looked good, but I felt like he didn't look as good as everybody else. Like he had really
Well,
been like put through he had been going through it. And
yeah,
I've heard that he's had like a full-time like sobriety handler to like I mean like how I mean I come from a place of addiction so I can't imagine having somebody literally that is paid to follow me around and make
yeah,
sure that I don't fall prey to temptation. I mean, that's a struggle
yeah.
and man, I really RIP Matthew
Is it a
Perry.
struggle or is it he utilizing the resources available to him? Like, would that be something you would consider if that was something you know that was well within your realm to afford?
I think if I felt like I was bad enough that I wouldn't that I needed it, then yeah.
Yeah,
But what I meant was that the fact that the struggle for him was such that he required it.
yeah.
You know.
And and we don't know what he went through because he had years upon years of
Mhm.
um addiction where he was on this very famous show, and yeah, he was making millions per episode. There was the first ever show where the cast banded together so that way that they could all
Mhm.
be making like the same thing and be getting paid because they're the ones making the network so successful.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of those that his addiction was so great that he is like, this is that step that I need for me because I know myself, and he
Mhm.
had started, I was reading where he had several charities where he'd set up to help fight addiction, like halfway houses that did copious like addiction support. So he took his like life lesson, as we do see often with celebrities, where they take something that they have struggled with and tried to turn it into a positive and used it for that outlook. But it's just so very, I think we're all kind of feeling it. If you are on social media at all today, you see the memes where it's like Joey sitting in their recliners because Chandler and Joey were they were roommates before Chandler married Monica. Spoiler alert. And they had recliners side by side, and it was like the shows were always like that one with the thing, this one
Mhm.
with the that, and so it was like that one where we lost a friend is like
Yeah.
the theme of today. So
Yeah.
today is the day that we lost a friend.
Hi, baby. Hi. You do
Hey,
so good. You do
Winston,
so good.
how's your
Thank
anal
you.
glands? Are they good?
Did they squeeze your butthole?
They
I
did. It
don't
was
think they
great.
did. You smell good. You smell way better than you did.
Because I've been rolling some shit to make up for it.
Nah, you're good.
And then we had another celebrity death yesterday
I
as well
know.
that got overshadowed because he was not as much of a Chandler Bing, but Richard Mole from Night Court. Did you watch Night Court?
I loved Night Court. And so I guess I watched Night Court because my mom watched Night Court
Yeah.
and I thought that the judge I can't remember his name was
Harry.
Harry, but
Yeah.
his real name was Harry too. Um I just loved him. I thought he was so handsome and he was funny. And
Yeah.
I loved it was Bull. Wasn't his
Yep.
name Bull? And
Richard
he was the
Mole, who
security.
played Bull,
Yeah.
he was the
He
bailiff.
he was the bailiff and he was bald and very, very
Tall, big
tall.
man. Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't seen him in anything in years and years. I don't even
Same.
know if he
Yeah.
was still acting, but it's still kind of one of those like childhood memories. You're just like, "Oh, no."
Yeah.
You
Did you
know?
know that they remade Night Court?
Night Court. Yeah, I
Yeah, they
haven't
did it
watched it.
recently. We watched some of it. So it's just been this one. I think it was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. But it was let's just say it was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was Melissa Rauch of Big Bang Theory. She played Bernadette on Big Bang. She was Harry's
Oh,
daughter, and she
cute.
came to work a night court the same way that her father was a judge and everything.
Okay.
And they brought back like, John Larroquette as Dan. So he was once again like the defense attorney, just the same way he was in the original night court that ran from like 84 to like 1 or 2 years in the 90s. Don't quote me. So, but yeah,
John
he
Larroquette
died.
is the only cast member that's still remaining. Because
Oh,
Marky
that's still alive.
Post,
She
yeah,
died?
Marky Post, yeah, she passed away last
Okay.
year.
Okay.
And Roz, the actor that plays the black lady that played Roz, she passed away a number of years ago.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean that they were all in their probably like mid 30s when they did the show.
Yeah.
Early to mid 30s, and that show was on what, 30
8
years
years.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean like how
So,
far it's been since it's been on. So
yeah.
I mean it's unfortunately that's just we're living that reality now where the
Our
stars and
childhood
the
is
actors,
dying.
yeah, our childhood is dying. What a
Yeah.
metaphor.
Right. So, yeah, Richard Molly was born in 1943. So
There
he
you
had a
go.
good, he was 80. Gosh. Yeah, he
Mhm.
died the 26th. So he didn't, it wasn't yesterday, but I didn't find out about it until yesterday, I think, whenever I
No.
started seeing things on Facebook.
And there was another celebrity that, I mean, his claim to fame was well before you and I were even born, but the man who played Shaft, what was his
Oh, he
name?
did.
Richard something.
I'll look it
But
up.
yeah, Shaft, shut your mouth.
Shut.
He
I'm just talking about Chef.
just talk about Shaft. Yeah, he passed away, and he was probably in his 80s also.
Richard
So
Roundtree.
Richard Roundtree, thank you.
Yeah.
But
Not to be confused with Samuel Jackson's Shaft. That was a remake,
no,
guys.
not the remake. No. And
Yeah.
isn't that annoying when these kids today, they think that the movies are the original, or they think that the song is done, that's
Oh,
the original
yeah.
song?
Yeah. Mm.
Like
So, yeah.
this
Tiny
cover
Dancer.
that Fallout Boy.
Oh, yes. Which I like it. I think it's very I like it. Kevin's like songs that did not need to be remade, and I'm like but I kind of like it.
Big
I
facts.
like I like Fallout Boy though, so I don't like Fallout Boy where Pete Wentz was on One Tree Hill trying to date a high school student. That was fucking weird.
Bleh.
But yeah, yeah. But Richard Roundtree, born in 1942,
There you
Samuel L.
go.
Jackson will probably never die. Just saying.
No, never.
I motherfucking hope not. This motherfucker trying to motherfucker die. I'm tired of these
Hell no. That's
motherfuckers.
bullshit. Go the fuck to sleep.
Go the fuck. But I mean, that's the whole funny thing is that Samuel L. Jackson, he did the remake of Shaft, right? And it was supposed to be like the younger, but he was born in 1948. He's 74. So it wasn't that
Well,
much of
it
a
wasn't that much. So,
reboot, you
well,
know? It
I
is what
don't.
it is, right?
Yeah.
So, well,
Where can
that's
we
enough
find
of
you on
that.
socials, friend?
I am Miss Carter 820 on Instagram, and I am Mama_Missy on TikTok.
Yeah, you are. And I am OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok, and Mean Mommy Life on YouTube, and Mary Mother 420 on Instagram.
And we are Manifested Drama on YouTube, and we are Manifested Drama Podcast on Instagram. Check us out.
What about TikTok?
I
What
don't
are
have a
we on
TikTok for
TikTok?
us. It's just my TikTok.
You
I just put
don't?
in my and then
Oh,
I
okay.
tag
It's
you.
just
Yeah,
okay.
that's too.
Cool.
I can't add another one.
You're like
I don't have
slow
the.
your social media
I
roll.
don't have the bandwidth to add in because
One day.
I'm posting my own content and then I'm posting like the podcast content on our Instagram. And then I
Mm-hmm.
post my own shit on my Instagram and then I'm posting shit on Facebook through both of our Instagrams so it goes on Facebook so I can tag you. It's a lot, okay? I'm
We need
working
a
hard for no
producer.
money. Yeah, I need a young woke lesbian to be our producer. Anywho, it was good talking to you, friend.
You too. Good talking to you, friend.
Have a good week.
You too. I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Anywho, it was good talking to you, friend.
You too. Good talking to you, friend.
Have a good week.
You too. I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.